Hey y'all, here finally made it into Sturgis, all the way across and into the Iron Horse campground. I mean, there's not a ton of people here, but there's enough. I mean, we still have open spaces. We've got a few around us. Last time we camped back down there. I mean, we're right next to a porta potty and everything. It's pretty nice out here. We got quite an open. There's a nice little breeze. So the third day, for the most part, was uneventful. We were driving along and made it. Let's see. We were coming up. I think we were about 30 miles outside of Spearfish when the alternator here on my dad's bike decided to finally give up the rest of the way. We ended up kind of inching it along to the town that's just west of Spearfish. I forget what it's called, but we were there and found a Napa Auto Parts and ended up working on it and getting it all ready. And then, silly me, after spending 4 hours getting it, so I mean, there's absolutely no play. We upgraded all the brackets and the bolts and the everything on it so that they're all these grade 8 stuff. And there's, like I said, there's no play, there's no shift, there's no shimmy on it. But these blades, I had to kind of move around. And I ended up, I don't know if you guys can tell, there's some hair on there. I ended up, unfortunately, folding them out just too much, trying to skip everything. And I ended up catching the nice belt that we had just bought and ripping that belt up. So we made it all the way in to, I think it was like Spearfish, or just before. It was on the interstate, and we ended up putting, like we've done before, the battery pack back here and having him roll in because we kept on trying to restart him and it wasn't working. And so we just put the battery pack on there and rolled all the way in across, took the long drive across Levette, it wasn't too bad this year. 5 years ago, I mean, we ended up spending about an hour and a half, 2 hours on that road trying to get across. This time it was probably about an hour. But, so we took it across there, ended up coming up, and when we turned it off up there to get our little passes saying that we could stay here at the Iron Horse till Thursday, we took and it shut off and wouldn't turn back on. Well, what's crazy is, so because we had been flipping battery packs back and forth, we ended up with both battery packs dead. So we ended up using my trailer, that solar trailer that I showed you guys earlier, to jump him. And so because we had used that to jump him, and it was dark out, so there wasn't much in the way of recharging going on, we hooked up my mom's oxygen and ended up it almost made the night. Not quite, but almost. My batteries were probably just, if anything, just over a half, after trying to jump him a couple of times. And so now that the sun's out, we went from almost dead empty batteries to they're just about a half. I mean, they've had 2.5 hours to charge. That's why I like that little solar panel, is even with You can kind of see some of the cloud cover behind me. That was kind of sprinkling rain. Even with stuff like that, we ended up not having too bad of an issue with recharging that back up. We ended up, all our phones are charged, both jump packs are charged, and then, like I said, and then Mom's oxygen condenser, which if you guys have ever seen those or know anything about those, they pull a lot of power. It gets kind of warm. So, I mean, we were able to do all that and still jump the bike a couple of times. So I think the only thing I want to do is I want to maybe change out the old battery and put a new battery so that there are two more. So I end up with about a 3,000 amp hour battery in there, or 3,000 amps, I should say, in there. And I think that'll be pretty good on that trailer set. We ended up, like you guys see, we have the gas can on the back still put back there. Everything's great on the bike. We were able to, in fact, here in a little bit, I'm going to turn back on my music and listen to a little bit while I kind of wait for everyone else to get up and get going. I've already, you guys can see that little building way back in the back. That's the shower. That's got a couple of crappers in it. It's got a coin-op wash. It's got quite a few little bits of things over there. And that's where I was this morning. So it's been quite a bit of fun so far. Our plan is, and it's going to be over in that direction, our plan is to make it out to the Buffalo Chip today. And then play around there. And then later on, go ahead and get a belt, because we know the belt we need and we know it'll fit, and we know I can shift that back and forth pretty decent. So that's the plan so far, is to kind of play around in the Buffalo Chip. And then tomorrow when we go into town, into Sturgis, stop at like an AutoZone or a Napa and pick up the belt we need. But I think so far, I'll give you guys kind of an update, maybe a couple more times. We'll see what's going on. We were going to go see Willie Nelson tonight, but unfortunately, it's been canceled. He decided not to, I should say his family decided not to allow him to come. But it's interesting. Willie's been known to cancel a venue and then show up, so we'll have to see what happens there. And maybe we'll see what goes on, but maybe I'll give you guys an update out there in the Buffalo Chip, or maybe out in Sturgis when we get around. If not, we'll see you guys tomorrow, and have an adventure, get out and do something. You all have a wonderful and blessed day.